Packing for a cruise can be difficult, especially when the weather is unpredictable. But here's a few essentials Sarah packed and everything she was allowed to bring for her February half-term cruise aboard P&O's Iona for the Northern Europe city escape. We'd love to know what your essentials are in the comments. To board the ship, you have to have your passport, boarding pass, and evidence that you have travel insurance, which includes cruise cover. Your passport will serve as ID if you're looking to purchase alcohol or anything age-restricted on shore. Your cruise card is the only ID you'll need on board the ship, and every passenger is issued one on arrival at their cabin. Sarah took euros with her for port days in case she went to any smaller shops that still used cash, but didn't actually use any as everywhere accepted card or Apple Pay. There were no extra charges on her cards either, as she checked beforehand, and we'd recommend you do the same just in case. You won't need cash for onboard purchases as everything is charged to your room and the credit card you listed when checking in online. You can check your bill on the TV at any time to see your total, or if there are any mistakes that you want to question at customer services. You will get a printed bill the night before you disembark, and this is then taken from the card you gave details for during online check-in. We'd recommend taking a small case as hand luggage that you don't check in when boarding, as this will allow you to bring any important electronics and chargers, personal hygiene items, or breakables, such as bottles on board the ship. The night before you disembark, you will be asked to leave your cases outside your room, and this means that you can use the small case to keep the essentials in for the final night and morning on board. Aside from the usual personal hygiene items you use every day and expect to bring with you, shampoo and shower gel are available in your cabin showers, so there's no need to pack these unless you prefer your own. The quality of these are good and are produced by the White Company. If you want to request conditioner from your cabin steward, they will provide this free of charge. They will introduce themselves during your first afternoon or evening on board. As it was pretty warm on board the ship, most days were spent in t-shirts and short sleeves. The weather was actually very mild for February, so we only really needed a light coat or waterproof jacket on port days when exploring or out on excursions. Comfortable footwear for walking around the ship, going on trips, or exploring during port days is essential. You can bring something a little fancier for formal nights or specialty restaurants, and a pair of slip-ons or flip-flops for spending time by the pool or in the spa. Every cruise has one formal night per week, and if you're eating at specialty restaurants, you'll need to dress formally for this too. If you don't want to take part in formal nights, there are more casual food options such as the buffet, the Keys, and the Keel and Cow. Most people we saw took part in formal nights, and some choose to dress up every night, so it's really down to how you want to dress in the evenings. There are 18 hot tubs and 4 swimming pools on board, as well as an additional children's splash area, so swimwear is essential. Though you only need one, some people pack 2 so they can alternate and allow the other to dry fully. Pool towels are provided, but Sarah bought a long towel robe, which was great to put on over swimwear after getting out of a warm pool into the cool February air and head back to the room. Use of washing machines, dryers and irons are free of charge and can be found in the laundrettes located on each cabin deck. We suggest you take your own washing liquid, tabs or softener to save purchasing these on board. On port days, Sarah took a backpack to carry the essentials and any purchases made on shore to bring back to the ship. We bought drinks bottles and a mini squash to save money while at port. We filled these up at bottle filling stations on board before we left for our port days. While there is a variety of food on board, you might want to bring some snacks with you to satisfy any late night cravings. There is a shop that sells pick and mix and duty-free type chocolate. However, this is very expensive and it's cheaper to pick something up before boarding. Each passenger aged 18 or older, 21 if you're from the US, is allowed to bring 1 litre of wine, champagne, beer, spirits or liquor on board. These can be consumed in your cabin only. If you choose to drink them in public areas such as restaurants or bars, a £20 corkage fee is charged. As for soft drinks, you can bring as many of these on board as you like, but again, these must be consumed in your cabin. Other than the mini squash we had in the backpack for port days, we didn't bring any soft drinks as we had purchased the non-alcoholic drinks package. Tea and coffee are in the room along with long life milk, but if you prefer fresh, you can pick this up at the buffet or some of the bars to bring back to your room and store in your mini fridge, which many people did. Be sure to check the bottom drawer of the tea caddy as they are individually wrapped biscuits, which we didn't find until the final evening. The tea, coffee and biscuits are replenished daily. For electrics, you're allowed straighteners, hairdryers and curling tongs. As P&O is a UK company, all cruise ships come with UK plugs, which is great if you're from here, but if you're not, bring an adapter if you think you'll need one. They do sell these on board in shops, but they are significantly more expensive. USB sockets are available in the room, and we had some in the bedside lamps, which were great for charging our phones. Something extra that was highly recommended to us by other passengers was to bring magnetic hooks on board if you want extra hanging space. This would have been super helpful for our formal wear, as our full-length dresses were too long for the wardrobe. As all the walls were metal, magnetic hooks can be attached practically anywhere. What we would suggest is that you also bring along the coat hangers that you need, as the ones in the wardrobe are fixed to the rail and are unable to be removed. Be sure to leave a comment if you've got any questions or suggestions for must-have items while cruising, and check out this video to see more from us.